Hello everyone and welcome to my last video in my Mario Fest series, and this is Super Mario Bros. 3 All-Stars. Yes, in case you thought that Super Mario Bros. 3 wasn't difficult enough, this is the All-Stars one, and to be honest I've got no idea whether this is equally as difficult or easier than it was on the NES, because I was crap at the NES version, so yeah, it's of absolute no consequence to me whatsoever whether this is easier or not. All it is the nice Super Mario World style makeover of the brilliant SNES game. And as you can see already, Nintendo went back to the more tried and tested Mario formula after the departure with Super Mario Bros. 2. As you'll have seen on my previous videos, the Lost Levels was the original Super Mario Bros. 2, which subsequently got dropped from release in the West because the general feeling was that it wasn't different enough and was too difficult for Western audiences. And so an unrelated game got christened Super Mario Bros. 2, and the original Super Mario Bros. 2 got called The Lost Levels, and Super Mario Bros. 2 was considerably different in style and theme to the Mario series that had been before. Super Mario Bros. 3 goes back to the more tried and tested formula. What was apparent was that they obviously entrusted the Western audiences not to be turned off by the high difficulty level by the time that Super Mario Bros. 3 came around, because this is notoriously a very, very difficult game. And I'm kind of glad of that, really. I don't like the notion that people should be put off by a game because it's a tough challenge. I think one of the things that annoys me with a lot of modern day games is that they always feel like they are consistently nothing more than one big tutorial. I've discussed this on the podcast that I'm on, that I do, the Mature Gamer podcast, that the problem is, to me, is I don't like being told what button to press all the time. It makes something feel like it's nothing more than a gigantic tutorial, and to me that's very, very annoying. When you're playing a game, part of the challenge should be to learn the controls. By the way, there's a reason why I'm stuck here at this moment in time. When I was recording the video, for some bizarre reason my controller stopped working, and I don't think it was plugged into the SNES properly, is the only thing I can come to the conclusion with. But yeah, it just seemed to stop working, and I was frantically button bashing, and then I sort of went over to the console and it wasn't quite flush in for some reason, because they normally lock in a little bit, so I don't know if I just hadn't pushed it in well enough or what, but it just stopped responding. I don't know whether normally it pops up to say the controller's been unplugged or something, but it seemed to fix the problem anyway. But I had a mild panic there because I thought that my SNES controller had gone out the window. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't like the preachy nature of being told that something's too difficult and therefore I won't like it. I mean, I like the Demon's Souls games that are ridiculously difficult to play. I like the Ninja Gaiden games, and they're renowned for being difficult. I actually like a challenge. If I'm going to pay £40 for something, I don't want to feel that I can complete the game by virtue of the fact that I'm sitting there playing it. And so many games today just feel like you're there as part of if you methodically just go through the game, you'll complete it. The challenge is really tends to be how much can I persevere playing the game, rather than being challenged on how good I am at playing the game. You don't improve the more you play these things, because you're taken by the hand. It's always press this button to attack this bad guy. You know, serious boss battles are reduced to quick time events, which, I mean, it's not a challenge. It flashes up on the screen, press X, and you press X, then press A, then press the left button, then, you know, press the Y button or the square button or the circle button or whatever. That's not challenging. You just have to do the instructions that's given to you on the screen. And in some games I don't mind it. I don't mind if there's a challenge to actually get to that point. But there's a lot of games that I've played recently, and the Call of Duty games have been guilty of this, where they've started to implement it into the likes of first person shooters. And, you know, the end boss battle in Call of Duty games has been reduced to hammer this button repeatedly, press this button repeatedly. And, you know, it's ridiculous, and I don't like it. I want a challenge in the game. I don't want to be taken by the hand and told press this button to get to the next bit. I want to figure that out for myself. And one of the things going back playing these games is I've got so used to that handheld mentality that actually going back to these games I'm finding far more difficult than I did years and years ago, when I would have probably gone through them with a lot greater ease. So anyway, that's the end of my Mario Fest. I hope you've enjoyed it, and stay tuned to my channel for more videos to come.